Welcome to Smart Dollar Mindset, the channel dedicated to helping you achieve financial freedom with smart money habits and investing. Today, we're diving into a question that almost everyone has asked at some point in their financial journey: how much should you save every single month? On the surface, it seems like a simple question with a simple answer. But the truth is, the amount you should save depends on your income, your goals, your debt situation, and your stage of life. And while many people throw around generic numbers like save 10% of your income or save $500 a month, the reality is far more nuanced. This video is designed to break it all down for you in a step-by-step way. We'll talk about why saving is critical, how to determine the right percentage for your situation, common mistakes people make when setting savings goals, and practical strategies to actually hit those goals without feeling deprived. By the end, you'll not only know how much you should save, you'll know how to create a system that makes saving automatic, consistent, and powerful enough to change your life. Let's start by understanding why saving money every month matters so much. At its core, saving isn't just about building a rainy day fund or having extra cash lying around. Saving is the foundation of financial freedom. It's what gives you options, reduces stress, and allows you to make decisions based on your values instead of your financial limitations. Think about two people making the same income. One lives paycheck to paycheck, with no savings at all. The other has 6 months of expenses saved up. If both lose their jobs, the difference in outcomes is night and day. The first person panics, scrambles, and likely takes the first job they can get, even if it pays less. The second person calmly assesses their options, negotiates, and can afford to wait for the right opportunity. That's the power of saving. It's not about the money itself, but the freedom and security that money provides. So how much should you save? A popular guideline is the 50/30/20 rule. This budgeting method suggests that 50% of your income should go to needs, things like housing, groceries, and utilities. 30% goes to wants, things like dining out, vacations, or entertainment. And the final 20% goes to savings and debt repayment. At first glance, this seems like a reasonable starting point, and for many people, it works well. If you earn $5,000 a month, 20% would be $1,000 going into savings and debt repayment. But here's the catch: the 20% rule isn't a magic number. It's a guideline, not a law. For example, if you're in your 20s and you start saving 20% of your income, you'll be in a great position decades from now thanks to compounding. But if you're in your 40s and you haven't started yet, 20% might not be enough. You may need to aim for 30% or more to catch up. On the flip side, if you're paying off high-interest debt, it might make sense to focus more on debt repayment first before aggressively saving. That's why the real answer to how much should I save? It depends on your situation. Here's a step-by-step way to figure out your savings target. Step 1. Calculate your monthly income. This seems obvious, but for many people with irregular income, like freelancers or commission-based workers, it can be tricky. If your income fluctuates, use your average income from the past 12 months as your baseline. Step 2. Calculate your essential expenses. Add up your rent or mortgage, groceries, utilities, transportation, insurance, and any other costs you cannot avoid. This is your survival budget. Step 3. Determine your goals. Are you building an emergency fund? Saving for a down payment? Preparing for retirement? Each goal will have different time horizons and require different savings rates. Step 4. Decide on a realistic percentage. If you're just starting out and have little saved, try aiming for 10 to 15% of your income. As you build momentum, work your way up to 20%, 25%, or even 30%. The key is consistency. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine someone earning $4,000 a month. Following the 50/30/20 rule, they would save $800 a month. Over a year, that's $9,600. Over 10 years, assuming they invest it with an average return of 7%, that grows to nearly $138,000. And that's without increasing their contributions. If they earn raises and increase their savings rate over time, the numbers grow even faster. Now imagine someone earning $7,000 a month but spending everything with nothing left over. 10 years later, despite earning more, they've built zero wealth. This shows that saving isn't about income, it's about discipline. Another framework to consider is the concept of paying yourself first. This means treating your savings like a bill. Instead of waiting until the end of the month to see what's left over, you save first and spend what remains. For example, if your goal is to save $1,000 a month, you set up an automatic transfer on payday that moves $1,000 into a savings or investment account. Whatever is left in your checking account is what you live on. This strategy flips the script. Instead of savings being optional, it becomes non-negotiable. Now, let's talk about emergency funds. Before you even think about aggressive investing, you need a safety net. A good rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. This protects you from job loss, medical bills, or unexpected car repairs. If your monthly expenses are $3,000, that means you should aim for $9,000 to $18,000 in your emergency fund. Building this might take months or even years, but it's a critical foundation. Once you have it, you'll sleep better at night knowing that life's curveballs won't throw you into financial chaos. Another factor that influences how much you should save is your age and stage of life. If you're in your 20s, time is your greatest asset. Saving even modest amounts consistently can make you wealthy thanks to compounding. For example, saving $300 a month from age 25 to 65 with a 7% return gives you over $760,000. If you're in your 30s or 40s and haven't started yet, don't panic. You can still build wealth, but you'll need to save more aggressively. Instead of 10 to 15%, you may need to aim for 25 to 30% or higher. If you're in your 50s or 60s, the focus shifts to catching up and ensuring you're prepared for retirement. Even then, saving and investing can make a big difference in the quality of your retirement years. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that saving requires massive amounts of money. The truth is, small amounts add up over time. The key is consistency, not perfection. Consider this: if you save just $10 a day, about the cost of lunch, you'll have $3,650 by the end of the year. Invest that money with compounding, and the results over decades are staggering. Another mistake is thinking that saving is temporary, something you do only when times are good. Saving should be a lifelong habit, regardless of income level. Even when money is tight, setting aside a small percentage keeps the habit alive. Now let's address lifestyle inflation. This is one of the biggest enemies of saving. Every time you get a raise, it's tempting to upgrade your lifestyle: bigger house, nicer car, more vacations. But if you increase spending every time your income increases, you'll never build wealth. A powerful strategy is to lock in your lifestyle. When your income goes up, instead of spending it all, direct at least half of your raise into savings and investments. This way, your lifestyle improves slowly, but your wealth grows quickly. Here's another real-life example. Imagine two co-workers, Alex and Maria. Both earn $60,000 a year at age 25. Alex saves 20% of his income, while Maria spends everything. By age 35, Alex has invested over $120,000, which has grown to nearly $180,000 thanks to compounding. Maria, despite earning the same, has nothing. 10 more years go by. Alex continues saving, and by age 45, his investments have ballooned to over $500,000. Maria, on the other hand, is stuck living paycheck to paycheck. This is the difference saving makes. It's not about luck or high income, it's about consistency and discipline. Let's also talk about goals. Savings without goals can feel meaningless, and that's why many people struggle to stick to it. Define what you're saving for. It could be an emergency fund, a house down payment, retirement, or even financial independence. When you connect your savings habit to a meaningful goal, it becomes motivating instead of restrictive. For example, if your goal is to buy a house in 5 years and you need $40,000 for a down payment, you can calculate how much to save each month. That's $667 per month. Suddenly, saving has a purpose, and you're more likely to stick with it. Another important strategy is automating your savings. Human willpower is unreliable. If you rely on discipline alone, you'll find excuses every month. Automation removes the choice. By setting up automatic transfers, your savings happen without effort. This is one of the most powerful tools for building wealth, because it makes saving effortless. Final thoughts: so, how much should you save every month? The answer isn't a fixed number. It depends on your income, your goals, your age, and your debt situation. But the key takeaway is this: saving should be consistent, intentional, and automatic. Whether it's 10%, 20%, or 30% of your income, the exact number matters less than the habit itself. Remember, saving money isn't about deprivation. It's about building freedom. Every dollar you save buys you time, security, and options. It allows you to face challenges with confidence instead of fear. Start small if you need to. Save 5% and increase it over time. Celebrate progress instead of waiting for perfection. And most importantly, stay consistent. Over time, your savings will grow into investments, and those investments will grow into wealth. The difference between those who achieve financial independence and those who don't isn't income, it's habits. By choosing to save consistently, you're choosing a future of freedom, security, and opportunity. Thank you for watching Smart Dollar Mindset. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. This channel is dedicated to helping you build financial freedom through smart money habits and investing, so stay tuned for more content designed to transform your financial future.